Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's take a quick look here once more at SUI, see what's going on. It's holding this level here at 380 to 390 pretty strong. So it's a good sign. Just honestly, Bitcoin's kind of on a razor's edge right now. I don't love it. So it's generally best to avoid trading longs with altcoins. So if you have a long open with SUI, let's see if there's any potential reality of, holding that open, or if it may be worth closing. Just because we're at support or approaching support doesn't mean it's going to hold. But we also don't want to just, dump our bags because we got one little pullback, right? So really just depends on the overall position. I would recommend, just waiting on trading altcoins here today to the upside. We're shorting, we got a short open essentially to hedge against our longs. And it's just kind of a funky market, really. That's all there is to it. Not making excuses, but the market kind of sucks. But there's a lot of reasons why we're probably likely to go down than up, just from a short-term perspective, mainly based on Bitcoin, retesting its 103K range. It looks like it's really struggling at that level. So let's talk about that. So take a look here at SUI. We can recognize 380 to 360 is that local area of liquidation. If the price does continue lower, that would be a logical next step, or push down essentially, because the simple fact that's where all the liquidation is hanging out, and it makes sense because it's just below that support range, right? So 380 is that last leg of defense. We can see here once more 430 to 450 is that rough estimate of macro liquidation above the price. Looking here at the liquidation delta, this has shifted a decent amount. We're about 300 million in liquidation short delta, implying we have more shorts than longs in the market. And you generally don't want to go against the grain there, implying basically that either A, waiting to take a long position in this coin, or shorting is a better call right now, just statistically. That's all there is to it. Take a look here at open interest. We can see we're at about 390 for that local area support, but there's a pretty big gap. 375 and 360 are the next two areas of concentration for open interest, just kind of reinforcing that support in that range. So let's take a look here at the 4-hour time frame. No, actually, let's start with the daily time frame first and work our way down and kind of recognize, once again, we got the heavy liquidation above the price. We got a significant fair value gap as low as 340 as a close approximate. So 340 to 380, that's that previous range that we were stuck in. That range has a pretty significant fair value gap because the price just took off and didn't look back. So please understand, we're in a position right now where it could very well be, we could really see the pullback here. We're starting to form a bearish engulfing candles here for the daily 2 as well, and MACD is starting to diverge. So these are just some early signs here letting us know that a shift in momentum is happening. So try not to be naive and think that we're just going to go to the metaphorical moon because we're, because some moon boy's telling you that, right? I mean, the truth is there's a lot of divergences here. The charts are kind of screaming that we're going to be pulling back, and it's just not like optimal trading conditions for longs, okay? If you're going to take a long, perhaps consider 380, but I would say secondary to that, this 350 to 340 range seems more practical. But once more, that may not happen. So that's the funny thing about the market. The market makers get you to wait for these levels that never occur, and you just miss a lot of opportunities too. So it's a tough market to gauge. There's no other way around it. I mean, I've been trading for over 20 years, and I can tell you, crypto is not only difficult to trade. Lately, it's almost become unmanageable. It's a tough market. So if you're scratching your head wondering what the heck's going on, you're not alone. All right, so 4-hour time frame. Let's recognize here we're under 50 on the RSI. That's generally a bearish type of divergence, implying further downside is likely. We are also under our moving averages and above our SMA, we're above the money flow index. Basically, what this means is we have significant divergence. We've shifted momentum. When you have money flow index below the RSI, that's generally construed as a bearish type of divergence. So that, in combination with a third stochastic swing to the downside, it leads me to believe we're going to pull back a little bit further here. But if Bitcoin holds 103,000, we're going to be fine. But I mean, look at this chart here, folks. This is not looking great. Honestly, the Bitcoin chart looks like it wants to continue to run towards that lower range. So all in all, that's kind of where we're at there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Just kind of summarize that we are fairly bearish. We lost a 20-day SMA. Losing the 50 is really the biggest thing here. So if we get underneath that 50-day SMA, I'm going to be kind of considering shifting gears with my thought process on this coin here, at least tentatively. So that's kind of where we're at there. This is not fantastic by any stretch, but we're under the cloud. We have a lot of reasons why the price is more likely to go lower than higher. So as per usual, I'm going to stick to my guns in this one. I don't recommend shorting this coin, even though there's a lot of meat left on the bone. There's a good chance you could see some profits on the way down. I don't really think it's worthwhile. This coin is holding pretty strong. but it typically does until it doesn't, right? So as soon as we break that camel's back here at 380, I think we're going to probably run towards that lower area. I'm super interested in a long between 340 and 360 as a close approximate. We'll reevaluate as we get closer to that, if that even happens. But between now and then, no trade is the best trade, folks. I know it kind of sucks to hear somebody tell you that, because you come to us for answers, right? Like, hey, I want you to tell me what to do. Well, I'm telling you not to do anything, and that's simple as that. And I don't care if you're going to miss out on some opportunities and the price goes to like $10 in a week. You know, it's not a good condition to take along. That's a simple way to understand it. Okay. So otherwise, I hope you found benefit, and if you do, comment below. Love to hear your feedback, and obviously join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you haven't yet already. Oops, forgot to post that, guy. And yeah, it's all available here if you are looking for it. Right, there's a lot of good resources there. So overall, we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks again so much for your time. Take care out there. Bye bye.